Okay, it looks like everyone is here. Thank you all for being on time today. I appreciate that. If you'll remember, the topic for this month is interview skills. Interviews being any meeting, small group, or maybe one-on-one in which we are giving information, sharing information, and getting information from someone. So the topic for today is listening. I'm going to take the first 5 minutes, and Sam's going to take the last half. And I'm going to talk about things that can interfere with effective listening, and Sam's going to talk about ways to improve the listening process. So here we go. Person 1 sees a guy lying in the gutter and thinks he's a bum because only bums lie in gutters. Whereas person 2 says, oh my gosh, there's a guy lying in the gutter, he needs help, because only a person who needs help would be lying in a gutter. So it has to do with our faulty assumptions. One of those might be right, neither of those might be right, and so it's important for us to be aware of our assumptions, the way we see the world, so that we can avoid those in our interviews, and so that we can pick up on the assumptions of other people as well. Second thing is that we want to make sure we have sufficient time for our interviews, making sure that we set a realistic amount of time for whatever goal we need to achieve, communicating that goal, and then to make sure we really stick on topic. The third one that can interfere is daydreaming. We all do this occasionally, but it's important to be aware of it, maybe get enough sleep, and to get back on track as soon as you realize you've been daydreaming. And if you need to ask a question, go ahead and do that. So the fourth one, some things in life we want to rehearse, right? But some things, not so much. So avoid those rehearsed responses. For instance, someone's 8th IEP meeting, they might just need a quick answer to a question that we get asked at every IEP meeting, right? But if it's their first IEP meeting, they might need a more detailed response from us. So be aware of those automated responses and avoid those. Next thing is filtering responses. We all do this. We all filter the information that comes in and evaluate how important it is, what are the most important things that we're hearing. And so be aware of that. If someone is giving you extra clues that that's really important to them, pick up on that and give them the extra time that they need to have that question answered more thoroughly. As you can tell from this guy's t-shirt, I can't hear you over the sound of how epic I am. There are different kinds of noise that can distract us while we're listening, which need a little extra attention here. So the first one, physiological noise. Might be that we're hungry, might be that we have a headache. Those are both types of physiological noise to be aware of. Second one is semantic. Huh? I don't get it. Be aware of those cues that people might be giving you and go into a little extra detail. Make sure we're acknowledging when they might not get the information or might not understand the information that we're giving. Next one is psychological, which has to do with our biases, our prejudices, whether we like a person or not, and also things like if we've just broken up with someone and going through a tough time with that. Those are all psychological distractors. The last kind is what we're most comfortable with, physical noise. So be aware of that in your environment during an interview as well. Lastly, this is not something you're born with. It's a skill that we develop as we go along. And so by focusing on limiting the things that interfere with effective communication, we get better. I'm going to post this online so you can come back to it and review if you want to. And that's all I have. Do you guys have any questions for me? Okay, well, I'm going to turn it over to Sam, who's going to talk about how to improve. So thank you so much for listening.